Chapter 655, Pleasure. Lumion carefully examined the dossier on the Tizimo town tragedy, which unfolded at the close of the previous year. It detailed the incident as a gentleman and his servant's hunting expedition in Tizimo town's primitive forest. Their actions provoked a large primitive tribe, leading to a retaliatory surprise attack on Tizimo town. The assault resulted in numerous casualties, including the gentleman, his servant, several patrol team members responsible for Tizimo town's security, and many innocent civilians. In response, Admiral Quiraril deployed additional troops to safeguard the area, prompting the primitive tribe to retreat into the depths of the forest. There are quite a few formidable tribes inhabiting the southern continent's primitive forests. Lumion sighed from the bottom of his heart after reading the dossier. This situation, a historical relic from the Balam Empire era, was emblematic of the challenges faced by the region. While ancient empires boasted numerous powerful individuals in their ranks, along with a substantial number of low to mid-sequence beyonders, effective management faced limitations. Technical constraints, population size, and the diversity of characteristics restricted governance to cities with favorable geographical conditions. These included towns and villages surrounding these cities, fertile plains, pastures, and valleys. The more challenging terrains, like primitive forests and mountains, remained largely unexplored due to these limitations, providing little incentive for the empires to eliminate potential threats. When the northern continent invaded, causing the fragmentation of the Balam Empire and the destruction or replacement of other nations, many rebels sought refuge in these untouched areas, intensifying the dangers of the primitive forests and mountains. In contrast, after Emperor Roselle initiated the Industrial Revolution, such challenges decreased in the northern continent. Currently, only a few remnants linger in the mountains of the south-central region. The dossier offers no clues about April Fool's pranks or any demon presence. Lumion, undeterred, set aside the dossier and turned his attention to something else. He searched for keywords like dream and festival. Before his demise, Hisoka had mentioned the Dream Festival. Unfortunately, the patrol team had only been operational for 6 to 7 years, with no recorded history of Tizimo town's previous issues. During this period, there were no instances of dream-related or festival-related problems in Tizimo town. Lumion wasn't disheartened. He placed the dossiers down and addressed Camus, "Can I make a copy of everything?" "No problem." Camus knew Louis Barry was about to summon the Rabbit of Knowledge again. At that moment, Riza entered with another member of the patrol team, placing a small but weighty cloth bag in front of Lumion. "Your bounty, confirm it," Riza said in Dutanese. Lumion lifted the cloth bag and spilled its contents onto the table. Banknotes from Intis and a considerable number of gold coins lay before him. Lumion counted them, confirming everything was in order. After Riza and the other patrol team member departed, Lumion turned to Camus and pushed the cloth bag over with a smile. "You?" Camus's eyes widened, asking hesitantly. Lumion responded with a grin. "As I said, I'll waive the official bounty." "But I didn't," Camus subconsciously replied, maintaining his politeness. Lumion chuckled. "The information you provided was crucial, but you need to share it with Kolobo. Also, do me a favor. This sum of money is for information and compensation based on the dangers we faced." Camus pressed down on the cloth bag, asking, "What is it?" "Help me find a few people born and raised in Tizimo town who are currently living in Port Pylos. Also, locate a few who have visited Tizimo town multiple times but have no connection to it. Bring them to my place one by one," Lumion requested. Camus listened attentively and breathed a sigh of relief. "No problem." This matter was straightforward. Upon his return to Hotel Orella, Lumion had barely set down the Rabbit of Knowledge's copied dossier in his room, ready to delve into its details, when the doorbell chimed. Amidst the tinkling sounds, Lugano rushed to open the door. Shortly after, he called out, "Boss, Monsieur Ivoldsta wishes to meet you." "Ivoldsta, the one residing on B18 with numerous zombie servants suspected to be a wraith? He's here for me." Lumion raised his eyebrows, set aside the dossier, and exited the master bedroom. Trier, Quartier de la Cathédrale commémorative. In Franca and Jenna's rented apartment. After seeing Anthony off, Franca returned to the master bedroom, contemplating the progress of digesting the pleasure potion. Even though Lumien's situation was unique, how could he digest the potion so quickly? How could he ascend to sequence 5 in merely half a year? Despite this, Franca found herself triggered. There lingered a sense of disappointment and frustration at being outpaced within 7 months of watching over Lumien as an elder sister. Or rather, an elder brother. She longed to reach sequence 5 and become a demoness of affliction at the earliest opportunity. Truth be told, her digestion of the pleasure potion surpassed that of most demonesses. She had also gleaned substantial insights while delving into alternative interpretations and symbols of pleasure. Patience was paramount, but blame fell upon the fellow with an absurdly rapid progression by her side. I must seek a partner for pleasure. Both the ordinary and more profound forms of pleasure are imperative. Only then can I digest it more rapidly. One is akin to my left foot, the other to my right eye must exert effort in both to move forward. I cannot jump on one foot alone. Franca's thoughts were lucid, yet she was uncertain how to proceed. I cannot muster the courage to broach the subject. Should I seek help from Browns and her companions? As Franca paced the room, she suddenly heard a knock on the bedroom door. Jenna, Franca paused and turned towards the door. Enter, please. Jenna, donned in a beige fluffy dress, stood before the door. Why the sudden politeness? Franca inquired, feeling slightly uneasy. Jenna chuckled in exasperation. Damn it, I've always been polite, okay? It's just that you never shut the door. You only close it when you sleep. How am I supposed to knock? With that remark, Jenna wore a vexed expression. She regained composure and flashed a smile. Are you grappling with the pleasure potion's digestion? Do you lack a target for its digestion? Yes, but as I mentioned before, Franca began to defend herself. Jenna cut in, what about me? Huh? Franca was caught off guard. She questioned if she was imagining things. Jenna's lovely face displayed a charming smile, reminiscent of her days as the showy diva, Little Minx. She pushed aside strands of hair, falling from her ears, and grinned. Didn't you inform the demoness of black that we're lovers? Then why not turn to me for pleasure potion digestion? But Franca was bewildered. Why are you doing this? Jenna approached Franca, maintaining her enticing smile. I want to experience pleasure. I'll become one in the future. Surprise shifted to shock. Franca examined Jenna, wondering if she had undergone a sudden change. Franca only snapped out of her reverie when Jenna halted in front of her, and a familiar fragrance filled her senses. She blurted out, Are you trying to help me? Are you aiding me in this aspect because I've been without a partner for pleasure digestion for so long? Jenna stopped and chuckled. That's one reason. She gazed up at Franca's face and sincerely praised, You're so beautiful. Franca fell silent for a moment before posing a serious question. Do you like me? I do, Jenna replied promptly. Her eyes glinted as she smiled and added, You're so lively, interesting, and captivating. Why wouldn't I like you? Franca bit her red, moist lips. Then do you love me, in a non-platonic sense? Jenna fell silent. She cast her gaze downward and pursed her lips. I don't want to deceive you. To me, you're a beacon of light that brightens my life, offering hope and warmth. You're the person I trust the most, my closest friend, and the perfect sister in my heart. However, I've never envisioned romantic love between us. Franca's heart sank at the words, I don't want to deceive you, and an inexplicable ache surged within her. A shiver ran down her spine. She raised her right hand and shifted it slightly. Then I can't. Damn it, why must you make things so complicated? Jenna was already feeling bashful, embarrassed, and torn. She struggled to conceal it and convinced herself it was just an act. Upon hearing Franca's refusal, she finally erupted. Can't we have sex without love? Are you truly a demoness devoted solely to love? I just feel, Franca faltered. I can handle others, but not you. I can't bear the thought of you sacrificing yourself. Before she could finish, Jenna's tender lips pressed against hers, exploring and nibbling with an unpracticed finesse. Franca couldn't resist, swept away by Jenna's lips and tongue, fueled by long-awaited anticipation, months of restraint. the lingering influence of demon corruption, and the effects of the pleasure potion. She succumbed to it until Jenna pulled back, panting. "Sacrifice my foot, quit playing innocent. Haven't you always joked about letting me experience true pleasure? Get with it." Jenna's cheeks flushed as she glared at Franca with moist eyes, resembling a fervent and assertive lion cub. Franca suddenly felt that during Jenna's days in the market district as Little Minx, a small part of her personality might not have been an act, but something she already possessed. Jenna kissed her again, and Franca couldn't deny the allure. As she relished the fragrant, sweet, and passionate pleasures, she couldn't shake off the realization that this was merely assistance, not love. In that moment, a phrase echoed in her mind. "In pain we find pleasure, in pleasure we drown."